This is Moments of the Movement, Civil Rights and Change in America.
I'm Lonnie Bunch, founding director of the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture. Welcome to Moments of the Movement.
My mother has been an educator most of her life. She had an opportunity to teach at Dungey High School, which is in Spencer, Oklahoma. Some of us call the country. Young people that have never ever had any opportunities to see anything but their immediate environments. Mom wrote a play called Brother President, the story of Martin Luther King, and the young people at Dungey were able, she wrote it and they produced the play. A guy by the name of Herbert Wright with the NAACP was here in Oklahoma City and saw the play and invited the group of young people to the NAACP National Convention to produce Brother President. Oh, everyone was so excited, but by her being a history teacher, she decided to give us a lesson in history. Before Brother President, if you could walk with me through the streets of Oklahoma City during that period of time, we could go down in downtown Oklahoma City and shop in any store, but you could not try on a hat. You could not try on shoes. When my grandmother went to buy me shoes, she had to take some thread and tie a knot in it to determine the size shoe that she would buy for me to wear. You could not eat in any restaurant. You would have to go to the back of the restaurants and they would pass you a brown bag. Come on and keep walking with me in Oklahoma City. We could not live across Northeast 7th Street in Oklahoma City. We could not use the same telephone booths. One was earmarked white and the other colored. We could not even drink out of the same water fountains. And I could continue on and on, but I just wanted you to feel where we were coming from in this period of time. So the advisors and the young people that were involved in Brother President got together and said, okay. Mom said, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. We're gonna go the northern route and we're gonna come back the southern route. Everybody was so excited. And when that trip started, and we started to New York City, something happened. For the first time in our lives, we were able to go and sit down and drink a Coke in a restaurant. We were able to go in a same restaurant as everybody else and eat a hamburger. We were even able to drink out of the same water fountain as other folks. Oh, we've never seen anything like this because 100% of the people on that trip, the young people, had never been out of Oklahoma. So we thought that that's the way it was supposed to be in Oklahoma and in the United States. We went to New York and we had a wonderful time. The experiences and being able to tour all the great historical monuments there. So what happened was, on our way back, we came back the southern road and faced the age-old discrimination. The same thing that we thought that we had to go through and found out that we didn't. We were slapped in the face with it again. And we started negotiating with the restaurants here in Oklahoma City, and they told us that they didn't want to deal with us. And it kept going on, and it seemed like forever to me. And one Monday night at our house at 1819 Northeast Park, we were having an NAACP Youth Council meeting. And I was 8 years old at that time. That's how I can remember that I was not at 10 years old. And we were talking about our experiences and our negotiation. And I made a motion that we would go down to Cat's drugstore and just sit and sit until they served us. Needless to say, A lot of people were not happy about it. And as a matter of fact, there were actually, some of them were really mean to us. They would spit on us. They would kick us. They would call us names. They would tell nigga go home. But that didn't deter us. And most of the young people, the 13 original sit-inners, were young people. And we didn't know fear as fear like we know now. We thought we were on a job and on a mission and something that we had to do. So we continued to go back and we continued to sit in. And as you know, we went from restaurant to restaurant to restaurant until the walls of segregation started falling down in Oklahoma City. Oh, many interesting things happened. We were on a mission, and the mission would not be complete. It was like a strategy during the war. That mission would not be complete until every restaurant in Oklahoma City would allow people of color and would not discriminate because of the fact that they were black. My mother came from a very interesting family. Her father was a dreamer, and my mother was a dreamer. My mother was a reader, an educator, and she believed that we as a race of people could not advance unless we were educationally equipped. That's, I laugh because a lot of kids would get a lot of toys for Christmas, we would get books. It's something she believed in, and when she believed in something strong enough, she would go to the end of the world for it. And I often wondered where she got her strength from. Because for me to sit here and tell you it was easy for her, they tried to fire her from the school system. People in the white community hated her. People in the black community did not want to be associated with. It was not easy during that time. As a matter of fact, tell you something you don't know. They had come to a teacher in the Dungy school system to promote him to be principal, and he could become principal. Only job he had to do was fire Clara Luper. That's the only thing he had to do in order to become principal. He did not do it.
Oral histories were conducted by the Southern Oral History Program and the Center for the Study of the American South at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill on behalf of the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture and the Library of Congress. Moments of the Movement, Civil Rights, and Change in America comes to you from new visions, new voices, expanding the American conversation because it's time to hear the difference. With support from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Visit us online at newvisionsnewvoices.org.